Yeah.
Steve, it's a... Do you want me to allow you to take a drink? Sorry, you all right?
If you ask your question, I'll have a quick sip of my water.
Go for it, okay. Undone by another late goal. Can you sum up your emotions for us this evening?
Obviously disappointed to lose a game where it looked for a long period of time that we would get something from the game. But really disappointed for my players. The effort and the quality they put into the game deserve to get something from it.
You've got to, I guess, hold on to the belief that the improved performances that we're seeing will yield something. How easy, hard is that to do? No,
we spoke after the game about that. Just reiterating to the players that we have to understand what part of the cycle we're in, what we're trying to do. We're trying to readjust a little bit after the summer. We can use these matches to try to build and make sure, and the end goal is always is qualification for a tournament for a country like Scotland. So we can use these matches. It would be nice to get some points. It would be nice not to concede late goals. But this is the level that we're at because we have been a good team and we've managed to get to the top level of Nations League. And the players understand how difficult it is to get results at this level.
Angus Gunn made some brilliant saves for you this evening, but was there a slight frustration at the way he conceded the equaliser? Because there were more potent efforts that he kept out.
I don't speak about individuals. Gunny had a good game tonight.
Stephen, obviously 0 points, but the way the team has played over the 2 games, the way you've set up with obviously 4 at the back, do you feel that's given the team a chance to show them, themselves going forward as well, especially after it went 1-1, they kind of got back on top, started playing some good football as well. Has that been the positive to take from these 2 games?
I think a lot of positives, if you can ignore the results, but we're professionals, so disappointing to come out of 2 games where I feel that we played very well in both games and don't have anything to show for it. So, like I said, it's a level where the lessons are harsh, but it's important, and I spoke to the players about it in the dressing room, is not to be too hard on themselves. They're obviously disappointed, but they have to understand the work that we're doing. And I think if you look at the amount of time that we had to work, so in the summer was a back 3, we decided to change the system a little bit for these 2 matches, and I think you see that the players have done good work. Like I said, that's why I'm so disappointed for them, because they've put so much into these 2 games.
Do you think they will go away feeling good about themselves because of the way, at times
they'll go away disappointed because they're professionals. They want to win. They want to do well for their country. That's the nature of the squad, the players that we've got.
Steve, you spoke a lot after, in the build-up to this Nations League about the importance of the players being brave and showing bravery. You've got that from these 2 games. What is the secret to that? What have you asked for them to give you that perhaps wasn't there in the tournament? What more are you getting out of them?
We just, as you always do, after a end of a journey, if you like, which was the championships in the summer, is you have to go away. You have to analyse everything. I have to analyse myself, my staff, my players. And then you have to decide what the reset is. And then you have to explain that to the players. And then, like I say, we look to try to improve, build on what we do. I'm very honest with my players and they're very honest with me. And I think when you have that relationship with your players, then you can do what we've done in a short space of time. But then we want to do it again when we get together in the next camp. We've got a little bit longer, so we might manage to get 3 training sessions before we go to the pitch. So it gives us more time. We can go... Myself and the coaches can go away, we can analyse this game, the Poland game, and hopefully we can give the lads a few more pointers for the 2 games next month, which don't get any easier. Portugal at Hampden and Croatia away.
There was a lot of defending to do tonight, obviously, Steve, but were you heartened by that spell in the second half when we were able to get up the pitch a lot and get in their box a lot? Because, we need to be able to do that part of the game too.
This is what we speak about. We spoke a lot before the game that the best way to defend is if you have possession of the ball. So when we had the chance to go forward, you have to make the opposition feel that you can hurt them at the back. And I feel at times in the game we did that. And that's what we have to build on. We have to try and do that more often in the game when we get possession.
Ronaldo's obviously able to kind of whip up the crowd here and the atmosphere here. Were you always kind of anxious that it might be his night again?
When you bring quality players from the bench like Roberto can do, you always know there's a risk. I thought we handled it well. Obviously, the amount of balls that go into your box, eventually one of them might fall, and unfortunately for us, that's what happened.
And you mentioned the late goals that we've been considering. Is that a particularly hard thing for you and the players to have to get over with and to get over? Sorry. No,
you just have to believe in yourself. You have to work hard to the end of the game. The late goals are something that everybody will talk about, but we lost an early goal as well. We lost a goal 50 odd minutes. I felt we were just starting to weather that little spell in the game, which ultimately proved correct. After the 1-1, we got back in the game, we looked better. Even after the 2-1, we still went forward. We tried to get something from the game, had some shots, or had some opportunities to shoot, but the shots were blocked.
It's extremely brave defending at times too, Steve. And Grant Hanley and Scott McKenna put their body on the line for Scotland on numerous occasions.
Yeah, and Tony Ralston and Andy Robertson and everybody defended well. I thought we knew the threats that Portugal have. We know they're quality players. You know that eventually they're going to create a goal chance. And by and large, we managed to defend the goal chances very well, like you say, with brave defending. That's what you have to do at this level. There are no shortcuts.
Take a question from the Portuguese at the back.
People here in Portugal were quite surprised to see that only this week Ryan Gauld had his first chances for the national team. I just wanted to ask you, why do you think it took so long for him? Obviously, here in Portugal, some people really like him because he had a really good spell for Farense. And why do you think it took so long for him?
I can't speak about the early part, and the later part is because I didn't pick him. But there's a reason for that. The midfield area in the Scotland squad is one of our strongest areas. Obviously, going into this camp, we've lost Lewis Ferguson, who does very well in Serie A. We missing one or two players. Stuart Armstrong, who was a similar type of player, was in the squad and doing very well for us. So sometimes you have to be very patient. I think Ryan's been very patient. His career is gone to the MLS. Goals, assists, catches the eye of a head coach. And when you come to the end of a cycle, like I just spoke about earlier, you look for players that can maybe give you something else. So Ryan's been very patient. He's got his chance. He's got 2 caps now, and hopefully he can be part of the squad going forward.
Any other questions?
Thank you.
Thank you, folks.
Thanks very much. Safe journey home.